Okay, this is my quick review on The Sexual Life of Catherine M. by Catherine Millet. Quite an extraordinary book by a French writer. Edmund White, who writes on the back of this edition, says, "This is the most explicit book about sex ever written by a woman, though it is far from pornographic." Catherine Millet sets about coolly and rationally exploring her insatiable appetites, and she has lived to tell the tale that is the opposite of lurid. It is a comprehensive and elegant performance. He's absolutely right. I mean, I can't disagree with any of that. I think one of the things I tire of a little bit is just the sheer number of encounters, group encounters and so on, that populate the book. There isn't a narrative, a normal narrative, like a story to it. So I did miss that as well. This kind of writing for a long short story or a novella size book would have been just about right, but as a book, which in my copy is 186 pages, just goes on a bit too long, and the fact that it doesn't have a story sort of structure does mean that you can tire of the sex even when it's very well written in parts, but there's some fantastic passages about her other experiences, and related experiences to sex. For example, it's just one short passage. There aren't many passages that I can read out loud because of the language, but this one I can, I think. "My first sexual experience and many others since took place in circumstances which could lead one to believe that oxygen had an aphrodisiac effect on me. My nudity feels more complete to me out in the open than in a closed room, when the surrounding temperature, whatever it may be, can be felt by an area of skin it doesn't normally reach, such as the small of the back. The body no longer presents an obstacle to the air. It is penetrated by it, and is therefore more open, more receptive. When the atmosphere which embraces the vastness of the world adheres to the surface of my skin like a myriad tiny suction pads, my vulva also feels as if it has been drawn out and dilates deliciously." So as an example of very, very sensuous writing, and also with a strong intellect behind it. And I think it's the intellect behind the writing that keeps you reading. If it was just pornography, mechanical descriptions of group sex and so on, I think it would lose most readers who have chosen to give it a go. Yeah, I would recommend it. It is very well written. I just wish there were a little bit more in the way of narrative. You do get sort of vignettes and threads of stories throughout, but I found it just a little frustrating that they didn't evolve into something greater. But still, well worth a read, especially if you're looking for an example of sex in literature. Thanks for watching.